Hello everyone, today we will discuss some tips for the writing task 2 section. First of all, we are evaluated on the basis of these 4 things: ideas, grammar, vocabulary and organization of ideas. In the idea part, what we have to do is we have to select the main ideas related to the paragraph. We have to select main ideas related to the topic. What that means is that first 6 minutes, we have 40 minutes for the writing task 2. So the first 6 minutes we will think which ideas we will continue further and develop further in the upcoming paragraphs. So first 6 minutes we have to think about the ideas. We have to think only for 2 to 3 ideas which we can explain clearly by giving in detail everything related to the ideas. Then we have cohesion. Means ideas should be related to the paragraph and you can relate them with the heading and the topic that you have been given in the exam. So we have to select only relevant ideas which are related with our topic. Then we have organization of ideas. Organization of ideas means that you are able to organize the ideas clearly so that the person knows which idea you are explaining at a particular point, at a particular paragraph, which idea are you developing there, and he should know your clear stand in the paragraph and in the complete passage that you are writing. So you have to write your task 2 clearly, that which stand you are taking. Are you taking the merit stand or the demerit stand? So you have to clearly mention in the writing task, and the ideas should be related to the point that you are sporting. Then we have the grammar part. In the grammar we have to use varied range of sentence structure, complex structures, so that we can show that we know various type of sentence structures. Then we have the vocabulary. Here vocabulary does not mean that you are using some shiny or glossy words to impress the examiner, because you only have to use some relevant vocabulary which you think is necessary and relevant to the topic. And the last 2 things, the grammatical and the vocabulary part, is difficult, because if you know a relevant vocabulary about that particular topic, then only you will be able to write those words. You don't have to write the synonyms. Like people learn synonyms for the different words and then they mess up because they don't know the actual meaning of the word. There are different words because they are different in nature, they have different meanings. Although there might be some common point, but they are different and we have to understand the difference. For example, if in the place of kill, for example, you said that I killed a mosquito. You are using assassinate. I assassinated a mosquito. Then it won't be appropriate, because it is exaggerating the point that you are making. So we have to use only relevant vocabulary, not going behind the synonyms. Even if you are repeating the word, then also you can easily score 6.5 to 7. People say that you don't have to repeat the word. You can repeat the word, but rather than using the inappropriate words, you should use accurate words and you should know the meaning of the word that you are using. So we have this point of only relevant vocabulary. Then we have type of grammatical structures. So these 2 things come in our hand when we have practiced writing the task 2 for a long time, and most of the people practice for generally 15 days to 1 month and up max 2 months. So we don't know the variety of the structures and the relevant vocabulary to each topic. We don't know the relevant vocabulary of each topic, so we can leave the last 2 points, rather focus on the first 2 points which are the basics. And if you are focusing on those 2 points, you can easily score 6.5 to 7 depending on the last point. So you can assure 6.5 band if you know ideas and your organization of ideas, and if you are able to use some varied complex structures and vocabulary, you can easily score 7+ bands. But first of all we will score 6.5 band, and for that we have to organize our ideas appropriately. So the question arises, how to organize the ideas. To organize the ideas, what we have to do is first select two main ideas from the topic, that is two main ideas from the topic. For example, you can only select the main basic points which everyone know and try to expand them further by giving an example, by giving some more extra points to support it, and you can develop further. Then we have the structure, that how to write the things. In the introduction part, in the introduction we have to first paraphrase the same thing. You don't have to start from a general starting. For example, people start from world has undergone a sea change. So it is not related and you don't have to start it. You just have to start from the line that they have given. You have to paraphrase it. Paraphrase means change the words, but the meaning should not change. Change the word but meaning should not change, and you have to paraphrase accordingly. And this is the main thing where children face problem, that is paraphrasing, and that is what we have to practice, to how to mold different sentences into different sentence with the same meaning. And paraphrasing is the one of the key point they are looking at also. Then we have two ideas. So how can we write it? For example, if it is a agree disagree passage, then we can write those 2 points like first paraphrasing, then you say I agree with this viewpoint, and you can mention because, and you can mention the 2 points just briefly, not going in detail. And this way the examiner knows beforehand by reading your introduction that you know that what you are going to discuss in the upcoming paragraph. You have already decided beforehand what you will develop in the upcoming paragraphs. This shows your maturity of the idea. Then we have the body paragraph 1. In the body paragraph 1, what we will do is we will first write the idea. The main idea should be written in the first main line, and ideas should be clearly mentioned that what you are going to discuss in the first line only. The person should know that which idea you will develop in the paragraph. So idea, then we have to reason the idea, means explain the idea. Explain the idea appropriately, that what that idea means. After that we have to relate it to the topic also. We have to relate it to the topic, how the idea is related to the topic, and then a relevant example. A relevant example can be anything. You can, if you know anything from that particular topic, you can write that example, or you can write a survey report that this many of people do this much thing, and you can support your main point. You have to focus on this word, support your main point. Examples should be such that it is supporting your main point of that paragraph, not your topic. You cannot write example related to the topic. You have to write example related to the point discussed in that particular paragraph. So keep in mind that if you are describing a particular point in body paragraph 1, then you have to write the relevant example relevant to the particular point that you have started with. You don't have to write a random example which can be related with the topic but is not related with the point. So the main thing is example is given because you have to explain your own point. Some more explanation is to be given, so you have given the example. Then the same pattern for the body paragraph 2. Body paragraph 2, first the idea, second idea, then the explanation of the idea, then how is it related to the paragraph, and then the example. Then we are left with only the conclusion part. In the conclusion, what we can do is, firstly starting with a connector to conclude, then you can write anything. In the conclusion, you have to write anything which is related to the topic but is your own viewpoint of that particular topic, and to support that viewpoint you have to give the two ideas. The two ideas that you described in the introduction, the body paragraph 1, the body paragraph 2, and the same in a such way that you are concluding everything and finishing it with those 2 points that you explained in the introduction. If you are not able to do it, what you can do is you can paraphrase the introduction again and write it with your viewpoint. This would be very easy. So you have to write only 2 ideas which you can develop easily. In the introduction you will write it briefly. In the body paragraph 1 you will explain the first idea. In the body paragraph 2 you will explain the second idea, and in the conclusion you will again write the same thing with your personal viewpoint.